We all have a conscious, subconscious, and an unconscious. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the inner workings of all three because it's very important to know what it is that you're working with. We're going to be talking about this book here, Sacred Selfishness by Bud Harris. We're going to get into this, do some self-development. Let's do this. Great book by Bud Harris, Sacred Selfishness, he talks about the three different levels of consciousness: consciousness, subconsciousness, and unconsciousness. And he depicts this as being in an attic or living your whole life in an attic. If you were to think about all three of those things as one big house. This is different from the way that Freud described your subconscious. He had your conscious and your subconscious, which basically means that what we're dealing with, the very tip of the iceberg, is our consciousness, and that our subconscious is actually what makes up the whole, the mass of the iceberg, meaning that there's a lot more subconscious than there is conscious. However, Bud Harris uses a house to describe your conscious, your subconscious, and your unconscious in the way of an attic. Living your entire life in your conscious is like living your entire life in the attic. We're all familiar with our conscious because our conscious is where we make all of our decisions, what we identify with, where we come up with creative ideas with. That's where we are engaged and we're actually making all of the decisions. Your subconscious, however, that's where all of your past experiences get stored. That's where your moments of trauma, knee-jerk reactions, and protection mechanisms are stored. Your subconscious is like having all of these other rooms in this big, huge house that are being underutilized. And each room has a distinct purpose and function. And when you think about it, that's really the meat of the house. It's all of these other rooms. It's not the attic. And then you have your unconscious, which is your dreams, your curiosity, your instinct, your desire to explore. Carl Jung explains your unconscious as your connection to natural law and evolution. Animals use this to find breeding grounds, follow ancient migration patterns, and also stay in harmony with the collective unconscious. You have an unconscious too. Having a better understanding of who you truly are and what makes you tick gives you a better advantage at being happy and fulfilled. In this great book by Bud Harris called Sacred Selfishness, he explains that learning to know ourselves can bring vitality, self-acceptance, joy, compassion, healing, and a sense of personal integrity and wholeness. Yet there's no easy path to these results. Our relationship to the parts of ourselves, like any relationship, must be built carefully and intentionally over time. Time and self-knowledge are the foundation for learning to trust ourselves and for figuring out how these inner aspects we discover need to be integrated into our characters and in our lives. I believe that there's an ancient part to all of us, and it is designed to evolve us. It isn't something that can just be turned off, and you can either engage with that process of evolution or it can drag you behind it. We all have a subconscious and a conscious. Our subconscious may or may not have beliefs that are serving us, and our unconscious is going to lead us down that hallway into that room that does not serve us so that it can evolve us. Can you ignore your unconscious? Absolutely. People do it all the time. Heck, I even did it. These are the people that live in their attics their entire life. They have no idea who they are. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they like. They don't know anything about themselves because they are living on the surface. Consider subscribing to this channel because I read a different book every night. Read until I find something interesting and then I share it here with you. So I'll see you later, Booksters.